Peace, family. So I'm back with another one, you know what I'm saying? So today what I wanted to touch base on was the basic saying of keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. You know what I'm saying? So for me, understanding just throughout my life and my experiences, I used to say that saying just because I used to hear it. And as I got older and started to understand it more, it never really like equated properly in my spirit realm. Like, why would I want to keep my enemies closer? You only have the worst intentions for me, and then I'm always gotta have to look over my shoulder. But I realized that saying and that tactic was from the demonic team, you know, because they're okay with being fake and manipulating and putting on these masks and doing these other tactics. But for me, that was never my thing. So like, keep your enemies close. If I didn't fuck with you, if I had an issue with you, I don't want to keep you close to me. I'm gonna get you the fuck away from me. That's what makes sense to me. Like, I don't want to have to be at a place to where, like, I gotta constantly worry about, oh, if I sit my wallet down, is this nigga going to touch it? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I leave a spot or leave shorty here, is she gonna start rummaging through all my shit or moving my shit around? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is a tactic of the demonic force. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to be in a comfortable space, in a peaceful space. So how can you create peace or be in a peaceful space if you have an enemy around you? See, us as chosen ones, we already understand that. We don't like to go in spaces and places where people got all this weird witchy energy. You know what I'm saying? That's just not what we do. And if we find out that there's witchy energy around us, we usually do our best at removing that shit or removing ourselves from the situation. You know what I'm saying? But it's a limit on there. But the saying is just kind of so backwards to the point to where you have no choice but to understand that this is a tactic of opposition. How do you keep your friends close and your enemies closer without wearing a mask? How do you keep your friends close and your enemies closer without wearing a mask? So if you have to wear a mask, that means that you're not being yourself. And if you're not being yourself, how do you put yourself in a peaceful space? If I was to intake, keep your friends close but your enemies closer, then I have to understand that it's a spiritual war going on out here. And my approach would be when I leave the house is that all of these motherfuckers is enemies. You know what I'm saying? But I don't take that approach when I leave the house thinking that, oh, everybody is against me or the fucking world is against me. Even being in my chosenness and doing what I'm called to do, you know what I'm saying? My job or my purpose here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still don't carry things that way because then I still have to be on the victim end of the stick. Like, just because somebody attacking me don't mean I'm a victim. I know how to fight spiritually and physically. So that you can try to do these things in the spiritual realm or the physical realm, but I'm very good at protecting myself and defending myself. So I don't want to be in a space, and most chosen ones don't want to be in a space to where they're constantly defending themselves, because we have a job to do. So it's kind of hard to do your job when you're constantly defending yourself from just keeping enemies close when you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't have to go across town to go kick it with such and such, then I fucking won't go across town to kick it with such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like, those vibes, that energy is all low vibrational. It's all low vibrational. If I go around people, I should feel peace. I should feel comfort. You know what I'm saying? I should feel love. It should feel welcoming. It may not always be that way, but if you have a choice to when you're going to see somebody, then that's the kind of position you should be wanting to be, not creating all that other weird shit to float around in. You know what I'm saying? Like, Yes, you may have to deal with that shit when you're at work, but that's due to the Western world society setup. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of us do want to get away from the build job shit, but we still have to work these build jobs. But you don't have to put yourself in that space to where you're constantly communicating with that employee. And if you do, you make it as short as possible. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's the enemy. I don't want to keep them close. I'm going to go over here. These other entities think that way because they always want to know what their opponent is doing. I don't give a fuck what my opponent is doing. I don't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, my job is countering whatever they're doing. So it doesn't matter. If you're a boxer and I'm a boxer, and you box dirty and I box clean, I don't care how dirty you box, because I know how righteous I box. So anytime you try to come with that other shit, it's still a lower frequency. So it's still never gonna have that little bit of leverage upper hand that you're gonna get with the creator. So that's what we have to understand. The difference is, you know, yes, you may have a little bit more information from somebody and you might want to utilize that shit as a weapon, but at the end of the day, when you dealing with somebody who's built like a Teflon vest, that shit doesn't fucking matter, and the same rules doesn't apply. You know what I'm saying? So if anyone is around me and they think that I'm an enemy and they try and keep me close, that's stupid, because I don't even think in that field. You know what I'm saying? I'm constantly building ideas and creating. Somebody tell me they got an issue, I implement myself in their position, and I think of what I would do, and then I would start coming up with ideas and solutions to give to them that I would take if I was in their position. Now, I'm not a tarot reader, but I know how to do this shit spiritually anyways. You know what I'm saying? This is just how my shit has always been. But as you grow and you ascend, you realize that there's levels to the shift. You know what I'm saying? I ain't running up too long. Y'all make sure y'all tap into everything down below. Peace to the kings and queens.